I'm feeling good about Chaos Emerald.
Feeling
You know, I am kind of
good on a Thursday.
Lycos, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I haven't eaten breakfast this morning yet.
Samesies.
You know what I could really go for?
What could you go for?
I could really go for a heaping bowl of Chaos O's.
Chaos.
You know, everyone's favorite
O's?
cereal. Yeah, Chaos O's.
They're crunchy and artificially chaosy.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos in every single bite. Shards of chaos dusted in just for your eating pleasure. Start your morning off with the power of chaos.
They froze chaos, crushed him up, and then just sprinkled him in a box of cereal.
And then as you're eating them, there's just like a little piece of chaos that just like warps out of the bowl, and he's like,
I'm delicious.
That you are, Chaos. That you are.
And then like they both do like the thumbs up and it pans out.
Chaos O's, and then if that has the big long list of like side effects may include just like death.
Yep.
Supernatural powers.
God of destruction, takeover, bloating, diarrhea.
Effects of Chaos Emerald, excuse me.
The ability to
effects of Chaos
space
O's
and time
may include multiple copies of yourself, the ability to thrust yourself in multiple directions as a firing fireball, the ability to see things that aren't normally there, and all of the other Emerald powers.
Yep.
Oh, or like your hair turning yellow. That's also a very common side effect.
Yep.
You turn blonde. So, Lycos, what the heck are we talking about today?
Do you know what we're talking about? You chose this. We're talking
about
the
Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, we're talking about some magic rocks. I don't know.
Super
wait.
rocks.
I actually have one on me. I have the piss diamond.
Do you really? Oh, dude. I was just watching your episode of Sonic Heroes the other day, and I saw you pull that out, and I was like, it'd be so funny if he had all of the other 7 Chaos Emeralds.
I don't know if they have all of them.
And by other 7, I mean the one that was probably fake in Sonic the Fighters.
There are so many
keep track
emeralds.
Of them all.
The Chaos Emeralds, we know what they are. 7 magic rocks, each one super powerful. You get them all. You are essentially a god.
Yeah. I mean, oddly enough, when I was searching through not just the wiki page for the Chaos Emeralds, but also the Master Emerald, every single individual gem has unlimited power.
Yeah.
So this got me confused because when you combine all the 7 Chaos Emeralds together, you have unlimited power. And this is levels of infinity that I'm just not familiar with from a mathematical standpoint.
So that's interesting that they have infinite power, because I feel like that's not
infinite power.
Yeah, because it's not unlimited, because we have had instances where the Chaos Emeralds have lost their power.
Okay. In the instances where the emeralds can be drained of their power, I think I'm trying to look for the quote here. No, never mind. There it is. They are a septet of ancient gemstones tied to the Master Emerald that possess unlimited power. Reference 1, Zed Archive. Reference 2,
okay,
Sega.org. Infinite power.
Okay.
Sorry, unlimited power. Excuse me, unlimited, not infinite.
Because
we're going infinite. We're talking about phantom rubies.
Because I was about to say, because if you're infinite, then wouldn't you never be able to lose your power?
Well, I mean, I think they make it clear that even though a Chaos Emerald's power can be like it can run out, it can regain the power eventually.
Well, yeah, because there's multiple ways they can regain their power.
Yeah. Wait, are there multiple ways?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me.
Okay, yeah. So known ways for restoring them include power of thoughts. We also have the Gaia temples.
Oh yeah.
Which those were
That's Sonic Unleashed.
Correct. And then also exposure to the soul emeralds and letting them reabsorb their drained energy.
And the soul emeralds are the basically Chaos Emerald equivalents of another dimension. That's silver and no, it's Blaze's dimension.
Correct.
Right? Not silver. Yeah.
Because remember, Blaze is from another dimension, Silver's from the future.
The future. And somehow they just get along. 2 peas in a pod, really. The future and the multiverse.
Yeah, and Silver. My thing with Silver and
It's
the
no
time travel
use!
is like, what time travel rules are we going for at this point? Or there are no rules?
I don't think there are any rules with Silver the Hedgehog, mostly because he just like dots around and does whatever the heck he wants willy-nilly, and
Because-
I don't see any effects to the future being changed in a way.
Because, yeah, it's like, oh, I'm here to save my future. It's like, actually, quick question before I go into this little tangent. What's your favorite time travel rule? Or like, yeah, what's your favorite like time travel rule
My
set?
favorite, I mean, I guess I have to say that you can't time travel unless you discover the Mobius strip, which apparently the Sonic the Hedgehog universe already had. There's literally a whole planet called Mobius, so they get time travel.
So, I am a big fan of multiverse theory.
Yeah, I like a branching where like I like the Steins Gate interpretation. One main timeline, bunch of branches, big events
But
hop you from one world line to another.
so, of course, since I'm multiverse theory,
Yeah.
like Silver's not doing anything really to help his timeline. His timeline's already boned.
Yeah. I see it this way. Silver was just like, yep, this timeline sucks. Hop to another one.
Well, that's not true.
I don't think, did he have any friends and family? Like, he's got nobody to care for.
Well, his
like,
family.
wow, this timeline freaking sucks.
Yeah, no,
I'm
like
hopping.
his friends and family are basically dead because the future became a like
Hellscape.
yeah, a literal like volcanic hellscape.
Yeah. And then somehow, apparently, in the world of volcanic hellscape Earth, hedgehogs gain telekinetic powers.
Yeah, well, I always thought like the powers and stuff like weren't him, but mostly like his gloves and stuff. But who
Could
knows?
be tech. Anyways, we digress about Silver the Hedgehog.
Yeah, piss off, Silver.
Come back in another episode where we can grape about you and your it's no use another time.
Mm-hmm.
It's no. The episode title would just be called "It's No Use."
Yeah.
And it's us just staring at the camera, just like with the Silver the Hedgehog theme. Like, what is it? I don't remember what it's called.
Dreams of Absolution.
That's the one. That's the one.
Great song, by the way.
Dude, it is a great song.
What? That did not sound right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
My future. Did you still control?
Because remember, it's Green Hill Zone.
I'm sorry. What?
Like, if you listen to the melody of Dreams of Absolution, it's Green Hill Zone.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, that fun music fact.
Oh man! Wait a minute! What?
Wait, did you
No
not
way!
know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, it's Green Hill
Is
Zone.
that's a legit thing? Dreams of an Absolution and Green Hill Zone. No way! No freaking way! No way! It's so similar. Wow. Anyway, wow, we've really digressed. Holy crap. That's so cool. I love music. Wow, I love music.
But yeah, so
Chaos Emeralds.
Chaos Emeralds, get them all. You become super. Oh, geez, what other media have we heard of where there are 7 magic items and they have characters who go into like a glowing super aura?
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Dragon Ball.
Oh, and you want to know another similarity? Consequently, whenever the 7 Chaos Emeralds are combined together, they will abruptly scatter.
Yep.
Conveniently after the user is done using them, either making their wish or, achieving a super state.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it's a little more balanced, right? It's not like Sonic can just go and become super at any time, kind of like Goku can do.
Yeah.
Of note too, in addition to the Chaos Emeralds allowing super states to happen, there are other versions of the Emeralds, powered up versions of the Emerald with you as you will, to get to Supersonic 2, or excuse me, Hypersonic. It's wild to see, like, as we were researching the Chaos Emeralds, like there's multiple iterations of how many emeralds there are.
Mm-hmm.
They do have individual powers in some cases. They don't have individual powers in other cases. There are versions of them that exist out there that are on upper levels of the current emeralds. And naturally, they can be, they can be split into little pieces too. So they can get bigger, they can get smaller.
Well, yeah, because one thing I actually did not know is Chaos Emeralds can break.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the same rules as the Master Emerald. So they can break into shards, but if you collect them all, it can reassemble itself.
Collect all the emerald shards for your own Chaos Emerald.
And also, fun fact, they weren't always called Chaos Emeralds.
They weren't? Well, what were they used to be called?
Well,
Power Stones?
No, I believe they were just called the 7 Emeralds. They got Chaos in the name after the Chaos incident.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that Chaos is the reason why they're called Chaos Emeralds. It's not like Chaos isn't called Chaos because he can absorb the Chaos Emeralds. Chaos Emeralds are called Chaos Emeralds because Chaos can absorb them. And
and they're associated with Chaos after the whole Pachacamac thing.
Yeah, Chaos, dude. Chaos, man. Chaos. It's all around us.
It's everywhere. Also,
Chaos is everywhere.
Like, one thing that I've always thought was very interesting about the Chaos Emeralds is with modern stuff about the ancients, we've learned they're not from Earth.
No, that's true.
Oh,
that's interesting because like what we find in Sonic Frontiers is okay. So to get a little bit into Sonic Frontiers, there's a bunch of like obelisks on various of the islands that make an appearance throughout it, and you put Chaos Emeralds in them to power these like I don't think they're called Chaos Drives. They're called Chaos something or other.
Chaos Engines?
I can't remember what they're called. Maybe. But like the ancients used the powers of the 7 Chaos Emeralds to basically escape their home from the main enemy of the game, the End. This kind of like avatar of all like evil and stuff.
I love how lame that name is.
So creative a name, to be honest. But so like as they were kind of, scooting their way through the universe, their signals got jammed. And they eventually gravitated towards the Master Emerald, which happened to be here on Earth, and their ship basically crash landed. They're like, I guess we're here. And that ties into the relationship that the Master Emerald has with the Chaos Emeralds. The Master Emerald is like the antithesis of the Chaos Emeralds, where Chaos like represents one side of things. The Master Emerald represents like the nullifying force on the other side of things. And the controlling force too. So, like, they make it clear in Sonic Frontiers that, like, the Master Emerald... Like, we've always known that the Master Emerald has control over the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Like, we kind of see that. Knuckles we get, like, inches of it and whatnot. But the Master Emerald is, like, the other side of the coin. And which got me thinking, too, like, there was a piece of me that was like, all right, why is Earth the location that this happened? Why is there a Master Emerald here? Why are there a bunch of Chaos Emeralds? Why did this happen? What's the coincidence here? But if you think about it, if on one side of the universe there was one like immense power, and on the other side of the universe there's another opposite attractive power, they would kind of coalesce together at some point in time.
I feel like the odds of that on a universal scale are like basically 0 to none. Like what is the chance that this special chunk of iron from like our IRL Earth resonating with some chunk of, let's call it Blesium on some planet on like the other side of the universe?
Yeah.
Like what are the odds?
Chance of them, like the odds low. The odds of them coming into contact also low. But you forget, Lycos, the ancients could travel through space.
Yeah. But
at I guess really high speeds.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, they're running on Chaos Emerald energy, which is an insane amount of energy, so...
I'm powered on Chaos! Because I had my Chaosos this morning. Oh, actually, I didn't. I'm still hungry.
Yeah, no. We are too poor to afford Chaosos.
Yeah, the coffee's doing all I can. I can't afford Chaos.
Though, one thing that is interesting going back, so the ancients crash landed, and eventually, they colonized Starfall Islands, and then like eventually like they would basically make Angel Island and like the altar for the Chaos Emeralds and all of that, and eventually evolution would lead them to being Chow. But I see here that for Chaos Emeralds, they have other abilities, such as during the North Star Islands incident.
Yeah,
and
that's
one
in
of their
Sonic
abilities
Superstars.
it can turn someone into water. So part of my brain when I read that was wondering if that was how Chaos got mutated into what they are.
Ooh, that's an interesting theory.
Except it's an interesting theory, but I don't know how that holds up, because if that was just one of the emeralds, then why was it only Chaos who mutated? Why didn't any other Chow mutate if they also had that same amount of exposure?
Yeah, I mean, but we don't really know. I guess I know we did a whole episode on Chaos, but like we don't really know where Chaos came from.
Exactly. That's why my brain started theorizing this, because we don't know how Chaos came to be. We just know that they're mutated.
And on that point too, like if Chaos, like if that connection reigns true, then if Chaos is like the embodiment of, the Cyan Emerald and the effects, the Emerald power that it has, are there 6 other like potential Chaos like evolutions that could manifest if you had that type of exposure, that type of mutation that aligns with another Emerald ability? Or is it all just a coincidence? I don't know. That's a really cool connection that you found there, Lycos.
And one thing I actually kind of find interesting about the Emeralds is, although they are gems, they're also sentient in a way.
Well, if you think about it, like you were even mentioning, like to give an emerald back its powers, you can use thought to regain it. And I remember seeing in the wiki article too that like the thoughts of the user can influence what type of power the emerald gives the user.
Yeah.
If they're negative thoughts, they tend to be big and destructive powers. If they're positive thoughts, they tend to be hopeful things that rebuild and whatnot and transform, or cause Angel Island to float back into the sky.
How many times will that island get yeeted back into the ocean?
It's so beautiful. As I was going through, I think it was the Master Emerald wiki page, they were like, yeah, Angel Island was in the sky, and then it started falling, and then it went back up, and then it started falling, then it went back up, then it warped to the ground, went back up again.
Yeah, no, because I read on the Chaos Emerald page about like falling another time like outside of adventure, and then like another instance, and I'm like, okay, we should just keep this thing in the ground at this point. It just keeps getting thrown back into the ocean.
I think the lesson to be learned here is don't rely on a giant mystical crystal in a very particular location for the structural integrity of your island, floating island. Like, maybe have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, attach some chains to it or something. I don't know. Also, it's unclear to me whether Angel Island moves around. Does it just float, or does it just, like, is it like a little, like, hovercraft for Knuckles and his soloness?
I always went with the idea that it floats, because using Sonic Adventure 1 as my evidence, like, true, when it sinks and then it goes back up, like in the overworld, it doesn't move. It's in the same spot.
Well, I mean, maybe by that canon, that just means that, like, if it's in floating mode, then Knuckles can maybe move it up and down at will. He can pilot it like an airship. I don't know. Also,
we're at the whim of the Chaos Emeralds. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. They can, and I'm pretty sure somewhere in there they also say that, like, because the emeralds are kind of sentient, they can just like choose to go places.
Yeah,
I think not just the Chaos Emeralds, but also the Master Emerald can just like at a moment's notice, just like, I'm here.
Yeah, because
I know you need my power.
I saw like the history of the Chaos Emeralds. Like, there are a bunch of different places that have been like housing like a specific emerald since like ancient times.
Specific emeralds,
or like, housing like a Chaos Emerald.
Yeah.
But like, some of these places include Cocoa Island, Angel Island, Flicky Island, West Side Island, and South Island.
South Island?
But even the wiki's like, yeah, it doesn't make sense, because like a bunch of these different places are saying, oh, we've been hosing this emerald since ancient times, but it doesn't, you do the math and it doesn't check out, because now it's in a different place.
But to that point, like when we think about like the chronology of the post-Genesis wave Sonic the Hedgehog lore,
Well,
we have a scale of like 4,000 years or 3,000 years. And to be fair, the people of these different locations, when they say ancient times, like what is ancient times to them?
yeah.
Because to me, times of ancient is like, I don't know, like pre-2000. So that's like 2,000 years ago, pre-ancient, you know?
Yeah.
But like to these folks, it could be like a few hundred years or something.
Yeah.
So I think when they say like, oh, we've had the emerald since ancient times, the emerald could have just been there for
A couple
few
hundred
decades,
years.
couple hundred years. Exactly. So I think when anybody says they've been here through ancient times, it's all true. But the scale of ancient differs depending on like where it is, you know?
Yeah, and again, part of it could just be like the emerald was there, and maybe the emerald just decided to be like, okay, I'm bored. Yeet.
Or what if they say, oh, what I've had is an emerald, but it's not actually a chaos emerald. Going back to, I think it was Sonic the Fighters, there were 8 emeralds.
Correct.
And I think they may or may not have confirmed at some point that one of them was definitely a fake.
I believe you are correct on that.
Yeah, I think I see it somewhere on the wiki page. The 8th emerald is a fake. Some believe it's a fake.
Yeah, hang on. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to find it.
On that note,
it's
too,
interesting. Just talking about the number of emeralds for a second, because in the original Sonic the Hedgehog, there were only 6.
Yeah, and I don't think they had colors either. Like they weren't multiple colors; they were all like a particular color. I think the whole coloration of the emeralds didn't pop up till later.
Because the number was extended to 7 in Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh, and in Sonic Spinball, which was a personal favorite of mine, by the way.
Good game.
There were 16 green emeralds. Not necessarily Chaos Emeralds, but there were emeralds.
Yep.
And going back to that note of debating the number of emeralds and who considers their emerald to have been there for ancient times, whether it's an emerald or not, some say that 8th Chaos Emerald, that fake one from Sonic the Fighters, was actually misidentified as a Chaos Emerald, and that wound up becoming the Warp Topaz, another super powerful gemstone.
Yep.
Up there next to the Phantom Ruby.
Honestly, for Sonic the Fighters, they could have easily fixed this. Because, okay, actually, question for you. Did you ever play Sonic the Fighters?
I did.
Okay, cool. So
had that on was that the Mega Collection or Gems Collection?
It was one of those two, because that's where I played it.
Dude, I gotta play that sometime.
Yeah, I don't have it
so much.
I want to though. But they could have easily dodged this. So for those who don't know, basically it's a fighting game. You choose your character, you get a Chaos Emerald for every character you beat, so that way you can go to the Death Egg 2 and fight Metal Sonic? Eggman? I forgot.
I never got that far.
But
I sucked at the game.
So the reason there's 8 emeralds is there's 8 characters, but they could have kept the 7 by making it so you don't fight your character. Because the reason you get 8 is one of the fights you fight the character you're playing as, because Eggman shoots a beam at you and you clone.
But hold up a second.
Mm-hmm.
One of the powers of the emeralds, according to the North Star Island incident, is the Avatar, which is multiple copies. So maybe that's one of the powers, you know? I know it's the only use of an emerald power in that game,
the thing
but
is, it is Eggman making the clone. Because
using the power of chaos?
I mean, that doesn't make sense, because...
Well, because you get the emerald from your copy, right?
Yeah?
So maybe he used the emerald as a catalyst to make that particular copy happen.
Maybe?
I mean, allegedly it's specifically the blue Chaos Emerald that does that one, but
yeah, and that...
I don't know if the color is actually blue in the game. I think it just matches whatever character you were playing.
Yeah, it matches the character. So for me, it was normally yellow, because I played as what was his name? Bark?
Oh yeah,
the polar bear.
Bark's like a polar bear.
Yeah.
Fang was also pretty cool.
That was my sister's character.
Nice.
Spin-off comic Fang the Hunter talks about the Sonic the Fighters and says that the 8th Chaos Emerald was actually the Warp Topaz.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. And I don't even know where the Phantom Ruby came from. That's just out there.
Yeah,
but that's another emerald, or that's another gem entirely.
But we did. What about the Soul Emeralds?
Oh, well, don't worry about the Soul Emeralds. They're from another universe.
I mean, they're basically the Chaos Emeralds, except I feel like in a way they are. Did you read up on Soul Emeralds at all?
Not very much. I'm very unfamiliar with Soul Emeralds.
So they are from the Soul Dimension. So that is Blaze's dimension, or as people like to joke about, it's Australia.
Right.
But
right, I know we talked about this.
So Soul Emeralds are essentially the same as Chaos Emeralds, except they are cut differently. They have basically the same powers, except they have an interesting ability to attract their dimension.
So, attract their dimension?
So
that's a new phrase.
So basically, if we were to, let's say, go into the Soul Dimension and take the Soul Emeralds and like keep them here for a while, after a while the Soul Dimension would start appearing in our dimension.
Oh, so they're like tethers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is like the biggest difference between them and Chaos Emeralds.
So wait, does the same apply in the other direction? Like if we take the Chaos Emeralds and put them in the Soul Dimension, will it just like start like, I
do not believe so, because or at least from what I have read, there is no example of the vice versa happening. We don't have an example of that.
Got it. Wow, I'm looking at the Soul Emerald page, and I'm seeing a bunch of different missions and stuff, and Sonic Rush Adventure seemed like a pretty cool game.
Dude, Sonic Rush Adventure was dope. I loved that game. It was really fun. Funny enough, I was not really into Sonic Rush. I couldn't get into it. I tried. My friend literally
Sonic Rush is not Sonic Rush Adventure, right?
Correct.
Two different games?
Because Sonic Rush Adventure is the sequel.
Oh.
Basically, Sonic Rush was where we established Blaze because she got yeeted into Sonic Dimension.
Yeet!
And
throws the cat.
Yeah, and Adventure is Sonic and Tails get yeeted into Blaze's dimension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I like that. Among other gems, we had the Chaos Emeralds. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Another thing about the Chaos Emeralds is there are Super Emeralds.
What the heck is a Super Emerald?
Are you familiar with a Super Emerald?
No, I am not.
So I think it was Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and I believe a little bit it was either Sonic Mania or Sonic Superstars, we find that there is a temple, the Hidden Palace Zone, where the Master Emerald sits with these giant versions of Chaos Emeralds called Super Emeralds. I think they imply that basically the Master Emerald has the power to nullify Chaos Emeralds, but it also can improve them in a way, making them bigger, a little more powerful. Again, don't know how you can multiplicatively like improve upon unlimited power, but that's a question for the mathematicians in the crowd.
Yeah.
But when you go through Sonic, I think it's Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds. And when you do, you can go back through it and begin collecting the Super Emeralds, allowing the characters to go into hyper transformations and to get like the true ending of the game or something.
Okay. Yeah,
but yeah, Super Emeralds. But functionally, basically no different than the regular Emeralds.
Yeah. Which
are they called Super Emeralds or something else? They might be
enhanced?
Something else.
Like I know I read somewhere that emeralds could get enhanced. Maybe enhanced emeralds? I don't know. But
now I'm trying to
also
I can't remember what
like the last note about Soul Emeralds and not Soul Emeralds, normal emeralds. Despite being implied in Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure, Ian Flynn, Yeah. I've
That's
seen
not
this
Ken Penders.
It is not Ken Penders, because Ken Penders is a comic guy.
Who's this Ian fella?
Ian
I don't know.
Is an American-Canadian comic writer, is currently contributing writer for IDW publishing Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay.
I want to check something.
And he's gone. And he's gone.
My dearest goes to a book club, and they were helping out a comic shop, and apparently they're like, cool, take any comics you want to. And I got my first Sonic the Hedgehog comic the other day, and I'm so freaking excited because now I kind of want to collect them. And I was wondering, is it done by IDW? And it absolutely is.
Well, yeah.
So you were saying Ian Fleming like writes?
Yeah. Ian Flynn.
Flynn.
Yes, but
I
basically,
see Stanley, Hammerstrom, Froze, and Graham listed on the front.
Mr.
That's cool.
Mr. Flynn has claimed that the Soul Emeralds are not interdimensional counterparts to the Chaos Emeralds, nor do the two correlate to one another.
Oh, so they're just...
But
Oh, okay, so there's coincidentally 7 gems cut the same way
no,
with the
different
same
cut.
set of colors. Well, like, within the 7, they're cut the same way is what I meant.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And, like, and that's just a coincidence.
But even though these emeralds in the games, they communicate, like, they can communicate with each other across dimensions.
Duh, man. That's what unlimited power gives you.
So, like, I know that in the other episode, I was like, wow, the range for the Master Emerald to mess with the Chaos Emeralds is ridiculous. Yeah, these things can literally communicate across dimensions. So, yeah.
And you know what? I
Unlimited,
feel like,
man.
yeah, man. Absolutely unlimited. And I mean, like, we see even with, like, one of the powers that you can get from Chaos Emeralds is Chaos Control, which I feel like is like the crux of... That's like the main shtick. You can do that with any emerald. I feel like I didn't see it mentioned in many places, but
Because,
Chaos Control, you can literally warp through space.
yeah.
And you can warp other things through space, too.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow's real good with controlling chaos. Not the water beast.
Yeah, no.
Actually, does Shadow and Chaos ever meet?
In canon, I don't believe so, because technically you could do non-canon with, the multiplayer in Sonic Adventure 2, because Chaos was a playable character.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so... Oh, wait, no, you couldn't! Because Chaos was a, like, Knuckles
Oh, it was a
Rouge
Knuckles
type,
equivalent.
and
Yeah.
Shadow was a speed type. Oh, yeah, so you couldn't.
And I guess technically, like, the Chaos incident happened before Shadow was awoken.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have met.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
A connection in the lore. What if there's, like, pieces of Chaos that still exist, like, within the pipe systems of Station Square, and, like, Shadow just, like, takes a shower? And all of a sudden he gets, like, those little, like, tinglies of Chaos energy, and he's like, well, that was weird.
Sonic, there's a blue water man on me. Get him off. Blub, blub.
Shadow, what are you talking about?
Shadow, what the? Chaos, get off. Blub, blub. What is he saying? He says that he has claimed you as his nest, and he will raise his young on you. Aw, Shadow, you're gonna be a house.
Get him off me.
Get him off me, or I swear to gun.
Oh my god. If Chaos and Shadow ever met, well, Shadow, you're gonna be a dad. Like, no, wait. That's a whole side of Sonic lore that we don't want to get into.
That's for Sonic fan fiction, not us.
That'll be a whole nother podcast completely.
So we've talked
Next
about
time on the Fan X podcast.
Hey,
more Sonic smut.
Hey, Cameron. So
yeah,
we've already talked about the unlimited energy and power of, like, the Chaos Emeralds.
Unlimited
power.
Yeah.
What if I told you that there is a power above that?
Yeah, man, it's infinity to the infinity. Like, it's mathematically speaking possible.
It's the power of the stars, man.
What?
Did you read about the power of the stars?
No. Wait, what?
Yes.
What do you mean the power of the stars? I thought there was only chaos.
Nope, this one is more powerful and is contained in the jeweled scepter in the soul dimension.
The hell is a soul dimension?
We were just talking about the soul dimension.
No. We were. Oh, I'm sorry. So you mean soul as in not soul like the thing that allegedly lives inside of me?
Soul as in SOL, like the sun, not SOUL.
Sun out of luck, pal. Okay, and in the soul, there's another power.
Yes.
Power of the stars.
Yes, which is
not
contained by the jeweled scepter, and the power of the stars surpasses the combined power of the Chaos Emeralds and the Soul Emeralds. And that is just
nah,
a fraction of its power. That's its low
I'm
end.
I'm gonna say nah to that. I'm gonna say nah to that. I'm gonna just nope on that. Like, no, nothing's more powerful than literally unlimited. You're telling me this is infinite,
this is
infinite?
No, dude,
power?
this is like kindergarten schoolyard making stuff up. It's like, oh yeah,
no.
I have infinite power. It's like, oh yeah, well I have infinite plus 1.
Oh yeah, well I've got infinite to the infinite. Well I've got chaos. Well I've got stars.
Exactly.
It's like, Jimmy, sit down. Oh my god. Wait, but is this only mentioned in the Sonic Rush games?
Yeah, well,
only Sonic Rush Adventure?
Well, because it's Sonic Rush Adventure where we are taking place in the Soul Dimension, so that kind of tracks. Basically, Eggman and his Soul Dimension counterpart wanted to create Eggman Land in both the Sonic universe and the Soul Dimension. So,
all right, I'm on the Power of the Stars wiki page, and I'm seeing the quote: "This world and Dr. Eggman's world exist in separate dimensions. Each of us can think of the other as what is known as a parallel universe. What makes this possible is the so-called power of the stars." I got no problem with that. All right, it apparently allows dimensions to exist on their own. But who the hell is this Eggman Nega character?
That is,
and why does he look so damn cool?
Honestly, I love his design. He looks great, but
this guy looks awesome.
Yeah, this is Blaze's Dr. Eggman.
Oh, so there's an equivalent.
Yes. And they want to get the jeweled scepter, so they created Captain Whisker and his pirate crew to get it. Have you seen Captain Whisker?
No.
Oh man. Hang on, let me send a pic of this guy.
I see Captain Whisker. Oh, that dude's dope looking.
Yeah, he was on the cover actually of Sonic Adventure. Sonic Rush Adventure.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Wow, actually there's a whole there's a lot into this Sonic Rush Adventure that I had absolutely no knowledge of.
Dude, that game slapped. Unfortunately, once you beat the game, it gets really boring.
Oh, that's sad.
But yes.
Captain Metal? Dude, there's a Metal Sonic version.
Captain Metal?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Do you know about Captain Metal?
No, I do not.
Oh, this guy's really cool. It's like the pirate version of Metal Sonic, which makes me confused because that makes me wonder whether or not how would the image of Sonic exist in the Soul Zone?
Well, I mean, if he has the same origin as Captain Whisker, then that makes sense because Dr. Eggman's there.
But he based Metal Sonic off of Sonic, but Sonic didn't exist in that world.
Well, no, what I'm saying is if this guy has the same origin as Captain Whisker, that was a collab between Soul Dimension Eggman and normal Eggman.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that they were in cahoots. Got it.
Yeah, because they made Captain Whisker to seek the scepter, which they got and then their Egg Wizard was using it. First off, I love that name.
Dude, I feel like the egg. It's not the first time we've heard of an Egg Wizard, is it? Maybe it is. Oh man, I think I'm getting mixed up with those hard-boiled heavies.
Yeah, I think that might be who you're thinking of. They got it in their Egg Wizard, and then they were defeated by Supersonic and Burning Blaze.
Classic. Burning Blaze being the Soul Emerald transformation of Blaze, right? Do we ever get to see a Super Blaze, or is it just Burning Blaze?
Anytime she has a super form, Burning Blaze is her equivalent.
So if we give Sonic all of the Soul Emeralds, will he just set on fire? Look at me! I'm Fire Sonic!
So
Hear
if
me
we
scream!
Swap the emeralds, so if we swap the emeralds, Blaze will go from purple to gold, and Sonic will just catch on fire. And
I love the concept of that. gotta put in a little image of just Sonic, but with a flaming, with a badly cropped flame image over top of him.
Oh my gosh. Also,
it's just the burning sounds of crackling in the background, gotta go flame,
gotta burn fast,
gotta
burn
go hot,
clean.
Gotta burn clean energy. Coal only.
Also, by the way, I found that Sonic you were telling me about, and holy darn, he is awesome. I love him.
Dude, what was that?
Where did you find him?
It's just on the Captain whatever, the other one page.
Oh, Captain Whisker?
Whisker.
Right, I forgot about Johnny. That was the main one I was thinking of. Johnny? The right-hand man of Captain Whiskers, which
naturally,
admittedly,
every pirate
game,
captain's gotta have a right hand.
I did not realize that Johnny was a part of his crew or that he was evil. I just thought he was kind of a jerk who just kind of showed up occasionally and is like, race me. Literally, that's what I thought this man was.
You're like, this guy's definitely got nothing to do with the other antagonists.
Yep.
So I guess back on the notes of the emeralds and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess so we've talked a bit about the soul emeralds. We touched upon the master emerald kind of being like the antithesis. They've all got unlimited powers. There's other things that have unlimited powers. Shall we mention other gems? Other gems with theoretically unlimited power? Which one do you want?
We got... Well, the other 3 super powerful rocks that we haven't really mentioned are the Phantom Ruby, the Warp Topaz, and then Master Emerald, which we haven't really touched up on, but we have a strong understanding on that one.
Yeah. Master Emerald's just like, opposite power. We also know that the Master Emerald can change shape and size, but I think we know that the Chaos Emeralds can do so as well. They can be really tiny like they appear in the movie. They can be like the size that fits in your hand. Or like your piss rock.
Yeah.
They can be that big.
This is a real Chaos Emerald.
You keep telling yourself that, bud.
Yes, I got it with my $20 Omega figure.
He was carrying around the piss rock. To be fair, like when I was younger, like the local craft store, Michael's, had like these beautifully cut, like definitely just made of plastic or whatever, but like emeralds. And I remember my brother and I, when we used to play pretend when we were younger, would use the red one and we'd like, this is our Chaos Emerald. It was like, dude, it was like the size of my hand. And for like a 10-year-old at the time, dude, that was a Chaos Emerald.
No, yeah, I had something like that. At Barnes and Noble, we would get these 3D puzzles.
Yeah.
And there was one that was, it was a diamond, but it was like had that same I'm not a gem person.
Brilliant cut, I think.
I don't know that cut. My girlfriend would know. I don't. But I had that one where it was a diamond, so it was like white, and I was just like, oh yes, Chaos Emerald. And then they made another one that was actually, they made a couple of those that were different colors, because there was the diamond, there was one that was actually an emerald, like emerald green. I had those 2. I want to say there was a sapphire and a ruby. I want to say.
Cool. And they were all like they were the little 3D puzzles, right?
Yeah,
little
they were 3D puzzles. So yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, because my family we collected them. But yeah, I had those. If I really wanted to be a super nerd about it, I had toy Chaos Emeralds that were not about, like, they were thinner than this and taller than it. Yeah. But they came with my Sonic figures. And, nice. But the kind of annoying thing was they only came in 3 colors. It was yellow, red, and blue.
What you're telling me is, according to the toy universe, there's only 3 Chaos Emeralds.
There are multiple instances of 3 Chaos Emeralds, yes.
That's wild. Any overlap? There must be. There's 7 Chaos Emeralds, allegedly.
And I don't even remember what like figure series they were, but yeah, they did not all have like different colored Chaos Emeralds, which I felt like was a big loss there, because it's like, no, you want them all so that way, you know, the whole set. And then even for like these ones, the Jack's Pacific ones, I don't know if there's a full set of these. The only thing I know about this emerald is there's like a hole in the bottom for like a peg, and I've heard that it does not go on that peg very well.
These Chaos Emeralds really don't want to be penetrated, you know?
These Chaos Emeralds don't like your toy logic.
Man, speaking of Chaos Emeralds, I'm hungry.
No,
man, I really wish I had a heaping bowl of Chaosos right about now.
No, shut up. We're gonna talk
about eating glass.
We're going to talk about the magenta isohedron with black ripples.
The Phantom Bubby?
Yes, the Phantom Bubby.
The Foodtum Robo? The Fudo Robo? No. No, the Phantom Ruby. Oh, dude, I'm scrolling through the Phantom Ruby page. Apparently, there were competitions for Sonic Mania.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
Did you see those trophies?
Yeah, dude. Dude, they're insane.
Yeah, dude, so we talked about the Warp Topaz a little bit, and I'm pretty sure it appears in the comics, and it's got some powers and whatnot.
It is solely in the comics.
The Phantom Ruby makes an appearance in a couple of different games, and it's been like the newest, like it's like the new like big shot rock on the block.
Yeah, because I mean, it was Infinite's whole shtick basically.
Yeah. Well, so oddly enough, it's like I remember when Sonic Forces came out, I was like, "Oh, this Infinite guy is so cool." Mostly because I fell in love with the Infinite theme.
Oh.
Everything you know is coming up.
By the way,
so good.
By the way, not to knock it, but my favorite is the Nate Wants to Battle and Aaron Hansen cover. Oh, so good.
It's really good. I tried what I try to do when I listen to covers is I try to listen to the original. I'm gonna be honest. I think Nate and Aaron did it better.
Oh, shots fired.
I'll say, hold on. But on the other side of things, Sonic Frontiers, like all the folks who did the original music for Frontiers, much better than the covers or remixes I've seen after the fact.
Yeah, dude. Sonic Frontiers
Undefeatable.
At first for the music, I was like, I don't know, but a lot of it like really grew on me.
Dude, I am such a big fan of Undefeatable. I think the one's called Breakthrough It All.
Yep.
And oh god, what's the other one? And I'm Here. It was so good.
A
lot of people really like Find Your Flame.
Yes, I'm a big fan.
That one doesn't hit it for me.
That's fine. Everyone has their own taste in music.
Everybody's got preference, bro. Yeah. Speaking of things that are definitely to our preferences, Phantom Ruby. But so when Frontiers came out and I heard about, Infinite and he's got the power from this Phantom Ruby, I was like, where the heck did this Phantom Ruby come from? And apparently the origin of the Phantom Ruby is explained in Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
Which I thought was just kind of another Sonic clone, but it's not. It's a whole nother classic Sonic style game.
Yeah.
And I never got all the way through it, so I don't know exactly where the Phantom Ruby comes from.
Interesting.
But I know it basically brought back the hard-boiled heavies to have autonomy over what they do and to give them the power to basically rewrite reality.
So
or make it seem that way.
What I remember reading was the Phantom Ruby just appeared. Yeah, it appeared on Angel Island after a dimensional breach occurred in the atmosphere.
To be fair, that kind of tracks for the Phantom Ruby.
Yeah.
And the whole I can do space-time stuff. Or space stuff. We don't know about time stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So allegedly, it appeared on Angel Island. Sonic Mania takes place.
Yep.
So-and-so winds up getting the ruby in their hands. And evidently, this is putting the perspective of the power of chaos, the power of the stars, versus the power of Phantom Ruby. There is so much power in the Phantom Ruby that by having this alone, Eggman was able to completely take over the world ever so briefly.
Mm-hmm. I know the main thing that the Phantom Ruby would do is if you touch it, it distort, because basically what it does, its main ability is augmented reality. It says virtual reality, but it's technically augmented.
Virtual reality is for the ancients. It's cyberspace.
Yeah, but this, you see what you want to see.
Yeah. You see what you want to see, or you see, and it can be used against other people to force visions upon them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's such a cool ability. So basically, you can control, not even just control minds, you can control people's perceptions.
Which that is so strong. Dude. Because you could have people literally get killed by things that are not there.
Yeah.
And they will believe they're dead.
I don't remember what circle of socialness that I had this conversation in, but we were wondering whether or not, I think it was at work one time.
Mm-hmm.
We were chatting about, can something literally scare you to death? And I think on one side of the table, we said no. And on the other side of the table, we're like, yes. I'm convinced that if you inject, let's say, pure fear into somebody's mind, or feelings of death, or like all of like the stimulation or lack thereof that corresponds to death, you can kill somebody with thoughts alone or experience. And I feel like the Phantom Ruby could do that. And I don't know if they ever made it explicit in Sonic Forces, but I think people died.
Oh, listen.
I think
considering the fact
happened.
that Eggman controls most of the world at the beginning of Sonic Forces, like, I'm assuming people are dead.
Like, that game got
Dark. Which,
and I'm not talking hedgehog with a gun dark. I'm talking people are dead.
oh yeah, it's interesting. So, I'll read this little section here.
Yeah.
So, Eggman got the Phantom Ruby, took it to his base to investigate. Context. Upon touching the ruby, Eggman had a brief vision of Eggman Land. Intrigued, he researched the duel, eventually coining the name Phantom Ruby. However, his base was soon attacked by a Jackal squad. During the attack, Eggman inadvertently used the ruby to materialize a troop of egg pawns to exterminate the squad. The Jackal squad's captain then tried to kill Eggman, but struck the ruby instead, causing him and Eggman to see a ruined world based on the former's own violent desire for change. Impressed with the captain, Eggman convinced him to join his empire so they could achieve their mutual goal.
Dude.
And you know who that captain is?
Infinite.
Exactly.
Dude, I just got chills.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Infinite to me is such an interesting character. Like, in my mind, because the only idea that I have of Infinite is this like all-powerful like force of just force who can rewrite people's minds and kill upon command with the covered face and stuff. Oh, dude, Infinite is such a cool character.
His design is so freaking cool.
I know.
But unfortunately, his coolness factor has taken a hit from me because of Game Grumps, where it's like, I have infinite power.
Did they play Sonic Forces?
Of course they did.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
I
just
didn't watch
like
that one.
His line of like having infinite power and then immediately like playing like the clips of like him just getting hit and his sounds.
Like for me, like when I saw Infinite for the first time and I started going down the rabbit hole, I was like, oh, Infinite's so cool looking. Oh, yo, he's got a gem in his chest. Oh, yo, infinite power gem. Oh, yo, he's a jackal. Oh, yo, he's got trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this guy's so cool. Also, like, I'm on Infinite's page right now. And just the Infinite quote of, that day, I gave up my own unsightly face, and I let go of the old me, the one that was so weak, so that I could become stronger. And, like, completely rewriting his weak parts, I was like, oh, dude, that is so metal.
Wow. Dude, that's like...
I'm in awe of Infinite. I love this character. He's so cool.
Oh, man.
Also, he looks like Anubis.
Well, a jackal.
And Egyptian gods are pretty cool.
So that tracks.
Yeah, totally tracks. Anyway, but Phantom Ruby.
Yeah, I want to say there's a Phantom Ruby like copy inside Infinite. Because
is that what's embedded in his chest?
I think it is, because I don't think it's the real one.
Well, it could just be like an illusion. You know, it's kind of the shtick.
Yeah, that finalized Phantom Ruby copy was given to the Jackal Captain Squad, who, after a humiliating loss to Shadow, cast away his previous identity and assimilated with the Ruby after numerous experiments, becoming Infinite.
Oh, so this was like a decoration for a little while, but then he fused with it.
Yeah, well...
Or took on the power, I suppose.
Yeah, like it got embedded in him.
Dude, could you imagine a rock sticking out of your chest?
Well, I mean, what would you rather, a rock or a seed?
What was that second option?
A seed, like a plant seed.
I want a rock in my chest. I just hope it's really pretty looking.
Jumping different game entirely, in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, we have Briar Hearts, who are Forsworn, who had their hearts replaced with a Briar Heart seed to give them like power of ancient magics or whatever.
That's fair. Yeah, I'd rather a rock, and I just hope it's really pretty.
Yep, and hopefully
Doesn't need to give me special powers. I just want to like be able to like chest bump someone and then be like, "Ow, man."
Also, with
kinda
this
sharp.
magic rock, I hope it doesn't have the power where if it were to get pickpocketed off me, I don't die.
That's fair. Yeah, because if it was your heart and you yoink someone's heart out of them.
It's interesting with the these phantom rubies, like the copies at least are not infinitely powered because they require the death egg to power them, or at least like something in the death egg to power them, and because of that, Eggman built up like 3 different backup power sources for them in case the resistance started taking them out.
And eventually the resistance totally took him out.
Yep.
That's wild. Yeah, Sonic Frontiers is wild to me. Infinite in general is just such a cool character.
Except apparently the original Phantom Ruby is destroyed?
Is it really?
But
like, is it really destroyed?
we don't know because it says during the Death Egg robots battle with Sonic the Hedgehog, his past self, and the Avatar player character. By the way, the Death Egg robot is powered by the original Phantom Ruby. The Phantom Ruby was seemingly destroyed by the trio, which undid all it had wrought.
Yeah, because I guess it was all just an illusion, anyways.
Because it literally what it could be is it gave the illusion it got destroyed because that's what they wanted.
That's fair. That's fair.
Or because it also does like dimension stuff, it could have just yeeted itself if it's alive like the Chaos Emeralds are.
Yeah. And now I'm reading at the bottom of the Phantom Ruby page that apparently Sonic Mania Plus takes place after Forces.
Yes, I did see that.
That's interesting. I didn't realize Sonic Mania had events before and after Forces. Didn't realize that. So in Sonic Mania Plus, the Phantom Ruby makes its return and then eventually sucks everybody into another dimension. Super states happen.
Happen. The hard-boiled heavies again.
And then the Ruby just kind of like disappears.
Yeah.
And you know what? What do you think, Lycos? Do you think the Phantom Ruby's actually gone?
Honestly, it is gone for as long as the writers want it to be gone.
I was going to say, I don't think things disappear from the Sonic universe very often unless there's a lawsuit involved. When they tried to disappear Shadow?
What?
Shadow came back with a gun.
That's fair.
They tried to disappear the Phantom Ruby. I think the Phantom Ruby's going to come back with a gun.
Disappear Shadow, because Shadow the Hedgehog took place after Sonic Heroes.
Fair.
So we had the army of shadows. In fact, he was the opposite of gone.
Okay, fine.
Also,
instead of unaliving the Phantom Ruby forever, the Phantom Ruby is either A, going to come back with like 100 different Android versions of itself and copies, B, friends, or C, a gun.
Also, do you want a Phantom Ruby?
I do.
Because it is included as an accessory with the infinite 4-inch articulated figure by Jack's Pacific.
4 whole inches? It's my dream.
Well, that's about the same size as Omega here.
I have no good reference for 4 inches.
Because again, they're in the same scale.
Oh man, I feel like have we touched upon all the gems that
we
don't
haven't really talked
include
about
any
the
pre-Genesis Wave
warp
stuff?
We haven't talked about the Warp Topaz.
Is there much to talk about for the Warp Topaz?
Well, okay. So the Warp Topaz, the biggest thing is it's not in the games at all.
Yeah.
So this is purely from the comics.
Which I got now. Got me a comic.
Well, welcome to the club. I don't know if I still have my collection.
I don't think there's any Phantom Ruby in here. Oh, sorry, Warp Topaz. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, just this interesting looking fang-like character.
Basically, this gem can open up these gateways. It's like teleporting.
Warp. Like the warp rings.
Yep. And apparently, the guy who has this, he is Dr. Starlined.
That's a pretty cool looking character.
Yeah, it's all
I
right.
like this guy. He's got the warp topaz in his little glovey do.
Yeah, he had to custom make that glove, and apparently, like, it still does damage to it.
I'm seeing on Starlined's page that he basically makes an appearance after the war to take back the planet, which was Sonic Forces.
Mm-hmm.
So evidently, the warp topaz makes an appearance after the Phantom Ruby. But I guess we don't know. I don't know whether or not this happens chronologically after Sonic Mania Plus or not.
Or who knows?
Or maybe like in parallel with it.
Who knows? Because there is a chance. Because I believe Sonic Mania, didn't they get like teleported to like another dimension or some junk?
There was a zone in Sonic Mania. I don't remember if it was just Plus or not, but I think it's the Egg Reverie Zone. I don't remember whether that's Plus or just normal gameplay, but
because my thought is technically it could also be happening at the same time.
That's true.
Kind of funny with this Topaz. So basically, Starline, he wants to work with Eggman, so he searches for Eggman because Eggman kind of disappeared after the Eggman War.
Love it.
He found him. He discovered Eggman had amnesia. So
are we getting a Mr. Tinker incident again?
He threw him in the final egg where Eggman regained his memory, and then he's like, "Hey, look at this warp topaz," and Eggman's like, "Yeah, no," because somewhere the warp topaz, like before Eggman had amnesia, he was trying to mess with it, but it kept like disappearing and reappearing, and he just got sick of it.
That's hilarious. That's so warp topaz. And I'm scrolling through Starline's whole shtick here, and this man tries. This doctor tries. And that doctor tries well. It gets given whack all the way around by Metal Sonic and Dr. Eggman, and apparently makes contact with the Deadly Six from Sonic.
Yeah, I see. He told, he's talking to Zavok.
I didn't realize that those characters were still relevant.
Yeah, because that game was weird.
I liked it. Like, I liked the gameplay, but it didn't really make sense to me. And apparently there's a pandemic in the Sonic universe too. The metal virus.
Yeah, I glanced at that.
Oof. When did that make an appearance in the comics?
After I stopped reading.
Sonic the Hedgehog number 8, which was... When was it? 2018. Oh, okay. Dude, Sonic the Hedgehog predicted COVID?
Huh. Interesting. Oof. Under trivia... According to Ian Flynn, the Warp Topaz was meant to be destroyed at the end of the Metal Virus story arc. Sega wanted to keep it, however, so it was left intact.
Interesting.
Maybe they just want it for another story piece. Ooh.
Maybe they're gonna unalive the Warp Topaz too, and also bring it back with a gun.
So what? Just you're basically saying to literally make the portal gun.
Dude,
that's what you're saying.
No. Clearly, this is the warp ring gun, not a portal. This is not a portal. This is a warp ring.
Okay, it's the warp topaz blaster. It's a warp blaster. There.
And consequently, the warp topaz is like the warp topaz blaster's bullets take the form of Omachow's head. Warp! 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 Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think, have we missed anything?
Like I know we skipped over a lot about the warp topaz, but I feel like we basically covered it.
I think we can always do a deeper dive on the specific gemstones at another time too, because like evidently, like at least for the Phantom Ruby, we have Infinite connected to that. We got for the Warp Topaz, we've got Starline, which basically gets us into the more modern like post Genesis wave comics and stuff. So that could be something when we move on at some point. I freaking love Infinite. I got so hyped up about that. I'm so tempted to do an episode on Infinite. But
you want to do an Infinite episode?
You mean an episode that lasts forever?
Yes, an Infinite episode about Infinite.
That could be kind of cool.
If we run out of source material, we'll just write fan fiction for it. We'll never run out of content.
We'll write our own reality. all we got to do is get our hands on a Phantom Ruby, or like, I guess a Scepter of the Stars. I guess.
Hey, wait, how much it would cost to get an Infinite figure and the Phantom Ruby, but it's no longer available on Amazon. So
Well,
the Phantom Ruby could be yours for $15.99 plus shipping.
but it's such a tiny gem. What am I supposed to do with a tiny gem?
It's
Take over
infinitely
the world or something?
powerful.
Duh.
See what it did there?
I see what you did there. Yeah, you use infinite. It's not like we've been using the word infinite and unlimited for the entire podcast episode so far. Yeah, very, very, very genius, Lycos. Very genius.
But yeah, next time, the Infinite episode.
I think I want to talk about. I just want to. I want to fangirl about Infinite.
Dude,
That character's so cool. I just really want to come in and be like, I've done my research, Lycos.
dude, honestly, like
This man's cool. He's
I
even
will
cooler
say
than I
of
thought he
like
was.
recent Sonic designs, I've been like kind of mad about a lot of them. Infinite's fucking cool.
Yeah. I know they did. Like, I recently started playing the it's the mobile game Sonic Run. I think.
Yeah. Where you
Yeah.
have Pirate Shadow or whatever.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun. Like I'm exposed to the various different characters that I'm not already familiar with, and it's been kind of cool to see some of these people that I don't recognize, like Surge, the Tenrec. I didn't even know a Tenrec was an animal.
Yeah, I did not know that's an animal, but I'm familiar with Surge.
And I was scrolling through, I think it was Starlined's page, and I think Surge, the Tenrec, came about with this whole Starline post battle to take back the world planet. So that's pretty cool. So I'm learning a little bit about it. I think I started playing it shortly before we started recording.
Yeah, I think you did, because I think you started talking about it like second episode, I think.
I think so, maybe.
Yeah, I know you talked about it like after we started doing this, and you're like, yeah, I just got this game. And
I
it's
just
fun.
got this game I'm playing.
And it's like, look at Pirate Shadow. He's a nerd.
Yeah, I know on Infinite's page at the bottom it shows some of the outfits you can get for him, and there's one like cool looking Infinite. But we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fangirl about Infinite.
Yeah, next time we're fangirling about Infinite. And
next time on the LoreX podcast,
LoreX.
it's a little bit of.
Hey yo,
It's this one.
It's meta.